Hey there, this is me, and I wanted to make a video because I was reading the Seattle Times newspaper this morning, and I found an article that I thought was really interesting, so I kind of wanted to read it and do a tarot card about it. Okay, one kayaker found one still missing in Oregon. One of two kayakers who did not return from a weekend trip has been found dead in the Long Tom River, and the second kayaker remains missing. Family members said yes to the body of Joseph Bendix, 26 of Eugene, on Monday morning. His friend, 23-year-old Dukes, also of Eugene, is missing. She had lost contact with her family on her phone on Saturday night. The couple launched their kayaks Saturday south of Monroe, Oregon, and were reported missing Sunday, but they didn't show up the next day. They hadn't been home by the next day. Police and 50 volunteers used drones, aircraft, and boats to continue to search Tuesday. Monroe is about 20 miles south. Authorities also asked anyone to give hints. So what I am going to do is I think that I am going to use my tarot cards. And I'm just going to do like a why spread. I just kind of want to ask a general question. Okay, so the card that I pulled is the Four of Cups, and I don't really know how to interpret that, but that's a bad card, and obviously that's like not a good card to come up when I am asking about somebody being, killed. So I think that the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to do a why spread. I'm going to focus specifically on Joseph Bendix, who was 26 in Eugene, and he drowned. So I'm going to give like a 4-card spread, and so this is like why spread. Okay, so the two cards that I pulled were the Moon card, and that I don't really know how to interpret that, but that is kind of the confusion card, and I don't really know how to interpret that when he drowned, but I know that this could be a very confusing time for his spirit, and also family and everything like that. The second card that I pulled was the 10 of Swords, and that is really not a good card for a bunch of sword cards to be coming up when I'm asking about this guy who drowned. Okay, so the next card that I'm pulling is I'm going to do kind of like a Y spread, like a 4-card spread and everything, because they said that he had a 23-year-old friend with him, and they both drowned. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. what is coming up. So the first card that I pulled was the King of Wands, and I don't really know how to interpret that, but I think that it's kind of interesting because it could be, it just represents a court card. It's not a good card, it's not a bad card, but you know, it just represents what, you know, it just represents, you know, people and everything. And I think it's actually kind of interesting because I first asked, you know, it was him and his friend who drowned, so it's actually kind of interesting. So it could be his female friend or it could be him. The second card that comes up was the High Priestess card. So that's actually kind of interesting. It's not a good card or a bad card. It's just, I think it's really interesting that he and his female friend, they were, you know, they drowned, and then there's like 2 court cards coming up. Okay, the second card that I pulled was the 5 of Swords, and that's actually kind of interesting card because it's not good that I'm asking about these 2 people that drowned, and I'm getting sword cards. Okay, so the outcome card, the 4th card that I pulled in the widespread, is the 6 of Swords. And that is really not a good card because I don't like it when I'm asking, you know, what happened. And then another, I just keep getting nothing but sword cards.